What's up, Fish Fam? I'm Dan from Michigan Aquatics, and for today's Fish Talk Friday, it is a special request from a viewer. It's not actually a fish, it's a crayfish. Now, this Fish Talk Friday might be a little bit shorter because there's not really much to talk about a crayfish. It's extremely simple and anyone can do it, but there's some do's and some don'ts when you're keeping crawfish. Number one, tank size. A lot of people get confused. They go and they buy the electric blue crayfish or the red crayfish, and they think they can keep it forever in a 15-gallon or 10-gallon or something like that, when you can't, because they get enormous. They get really, really big. I'll put some pictures up. I don't know the exact sizes that they get, but I'll put some pictures up to show you guys. They get pretty darn big. The electric blue crayfish is the one we're going to talk about today because it's the most commonly bought of the crayfish. So I figured that's probably the one we should talk about, is the most common one. So the electric blue crayfish, also known as the sapphire crayfish, also known as the cobalt blue crayfish, comes from Florida. Yes, it is native to Florida. It's native to the St. Johns River area in southern Florida and the Florida Keys. And their colors can range from a reddish brown to tan to regular old brown to a very bright cobalt blue. Tank size, 20-gallon minimum, 20 gallons and up for tank sizes is what I recommend for anyone that's planning on keeping these crayfish, but they're a really good addition to any tank in my opinion. I have never kept them. I've kept crayfish before, and I wanted to keep electric blue crayfish in the cichlid tank, but because of the jag, it wouldn't work because the jag would kill it. They usually wouldn't work with cichlids, really. Cichlids are usually quite aggressive. Sunfish, I got away with keeping wild crayfish with sunfish. Basically anything that doesn't stay near the bottom, unless it's catfish. Anything that doesn't stay near the bottom is good to go with crayfish. African cichlids will probably work. They usually stay in the middle water column and probably could escape the grip of a crayfish. If there was one crayfish species I might ever put in here, which is not going to be very soon because I just got a fish and I really don't want to put nothing else in here. There's no more room. It would probably be the thunderbolt crayfish. They're really cool. They look really cool. I'll put a picture up, but for foods, they'll eat anything. They'll eat anything you feed them. It don't matter what you feed them. They'll eat it. They are mostly predatory and scavengers. So a lot of people would think, oh, feed your crayfish algae wafers. No, they'll eat it, but they will prefer a meaty diet. There's supplements for them. Some people think they can go good with bettas. They don't. They will grab your betta. Definitely don't go good with shrimp. Definitely a no deal, a no-go on them. Shrimp, don't put crayfish with shrimp. Crayfish will eat your shrimp. Don't put them with cory cats. They'll get the cory cats. I don't think they'll bother plecos. They can work with a lot of species. Just mainly stay away from your larger cichlids. Like peacock bass will eat them. She'll kill and eat them. These guys, you do fine with them. They're strong, and they can get out of the grip of a crayfish. African cichlids stay mostly in the top and middle water columns, because that's usually where you put their hiding spots at. It's another thing you'll need for them, is a lot of hiding spots. That's why I don't see many people keeping crayfish, is because they prefer to have rocks to hide in or under. And you'll never see them, only when you feed them and at night. As a matter of fact, my old crayfish that I had, I don't think I'm going to get any pictures of him, but I'll put a picture of what he looked like up He was a northern clearwater crayfish. I caught him in my local river. He was about 4.5, 5 inches long. That's plus the claws. So basically, he was like this long, all right, in the tank. He would have been this long, and then his claws would have made him like that. He was huge. His claws were like half the size of his body. They were enormous. And he has actually killed some of my sunfish that I had in the tank with him. So, pretty crazy, really. I love crayfish, but it's just not going to work in here. You can keep them for a while, though, in a smaller area because they grow really slowly, but 20 gallons minimum for a long-term tank. You know, if you're planning to have that tank forever, like a little 3-gallon will work just for a little while, but you'll have to upgrade it very soon. You can go little buys, you can go 3, 5, 10, and then straight to the 20. Or you can just go straight to the 20. Now, I know Catch 'em All Fishing has some, I don't know what gallons his are, but they're crustaceans, so they shed, and you have to make sure you take their shedded stuff out of there, or else it'll break up and go all over the tank, and it'll be disgusting. It is really fun to watch them eat live minnows and goldfish, though, because you'll put them in there and they'll grab them, and it's just awesome. I used to have one, like I was saying. He used to live in this thing, and it's always usually been on this side. It used to be on this side once, but this thing has for the most part been over here, and it was sitting on top of a rock, and that's where my crayfish lived, and he never left there. He didn't leave there at night. He didn't leave there during the day. He didn't leave there to eat any that I seen, because I had another crayfish in the tank which owned this side. The whole side of the tank was taken over, and anytime this little dude, he was a little bit smaller, came over here to my other crayfish, they'd always get into a fight and always end up going right back over there. You know, it never worked out for that smaller crayfish. So they're extremely territorial. Some people think they need land to get up on. They don't. They have gills. They breathe water. They breathe water. Oh my gosh, Daniel. They take oxygen out of the water through their gills is what I meant. How's this food going? We are going to do another feeding today on these guys. I was waiting purposely for this so we could do a feeding. You can see everyone's hungry. They're getting more hungry all the time because I only feed them their more meaty diet every other day. The dragon's blood peacock is sort of starting to get used to what the green cup is, but it looks like, yeah, it's time to dump it in. Get back to the Fish Talk Friday in a second. Let's watch them eat. Here we go. I'm going to dump it in the flow of the filter. I'm going to dump it on the left side, so hopefully some of that gets to my cat. Yeah, look at that. Hungry. You see, fish with ick don't eat like this. They have loss of appetite. Oh, here's what I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch the catfish because he's been doing flashing and stuff, and I wanted to see if he has any ick. Nope, no ick. Excellent. So, I've been trying to get more film of the catfish and stuff, but while I have this chance here while they're eating, thank you so much for 64 subscribers. I'm already almost at 70, and I just hit 60 a couple days ago. You guys rock. So my 64th subscriber was, here he is, he commented, S.A. Monster Fish, and his channel is about my favorite fish, the peacock bass. That's all I've seen so far, is peacock bass. So, go check out his channel, it's right there, S.A. Monster Fish. Pretty sweet. My buddy here, Bible World Press, he just got some fish. He's been fish keeping longer than me and probably most people. But here's my view of what my channel looks like. Pretty neato. But anyway, back to the Fish Talk Friday. So, do not keep crayfish with things such as guppies, mollies, tetras, platies, killifish, all the really small things. Do not keep them with that. They grow big and they're strong when they're young. They will capture and eat everything in your tank. If you guys would like me to buy a baby red or blue crayfish just so I can show you the carnage that would happen when I dropped it in the tank, either Frank would eat it immediately or the jag would slowly kill it. Because I don't know why, but literally she never eats goldfish. I put the goldfish in there and she slowly chases them around the tank and bites them until they die. She is a brutal fish. But thank you for 64 subscribers, and let's try and get us up to 70. We're almost there. That would be insane if I got 70 subscribers. You guys remember, 70 subscribers by December. I will go back to Proof's Pets, and you guys can choose what I can buy for a 3-gallon. And tomorrow I am doing African cichlids versus discus. Get out of the way, Frank. African cichlids versus discus. Which is prettier, which would be a better buy for your 55-gallon tank. Hello, Frank. Frank's got a little bit of a fin rot going on, actually. See that? It's because of all the bad water quality I've had lately. But it's healing up. I never treat them for fin rot. Every time they get it, I just feed them and let it heal by itself. And it always seems to work, so, you know. But yeah, this Saturday, African cichlids versus discus. Be sure to hit that like button. It'll mean a lot. As well as, let's get to 70 subscribers. Come on, you guys. What is it? What we got? 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. We have 6 more subscribers, and we're at 70. 6 more. That just gets me that much closer to 100. I'm on that road, you guys. I'm on that road. Almost there. And SA monster fish. If you're wondering, Frank is a Nocilarius peacock. Probably weren't wondering. You probably already knew, but he is Nocilarius. And I'm pretty sure you have Calibre, or however you say it. I might have seen a Nocilarius. I don't know. But, tell me in the comments. Almost at 70. I'm getting an average of 5 likes now and 36 views mostly. Feels really good. And you guys, I haven't been doing much filming on my mouse. That's when I started to get popular. It was right after a video titled Feeder Mouse Rescue uploaded. So, do you guys want me to film more of my mouse? Leave a comment down below. I'm actually going to be getting another one. I want a black fox fancy mouse. I've been wanting one for a while. And, yeah, let's do this. 70 subs. You guys, we're almost there. Come on, you gotta help me out here. 70 subs. Let's get this. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'll see everyone in my next video. Fish on. Alright, hold up, everyone. Before I go, I would like to ask, do you want to see a video come out where I test out this new, what I'm starting to call it god food. I haven't tested it out yet, but Hikari is my favorite brand of cichlid food, other than Omega-1, obviously. Hikari, this is Cichlid Gold. Specialist's food. Pellets, mini pellets. Okay. The only fish that eat them are this guy and these two. I've told you that. The jag won't eat them. And peacock bass was born in the wild. And then I've raised them only on live and frozen food. So if I take some of them pellets, which I will. If I can open it with one hand. Right there. Take some of these pellets. And I need to find a way to get around my chair. And I drop them in the tank. Everyone eats them, but the peacock bass and the jaguar cichlid. You can see there's one coming out right here. Female convict got it. He's eating like, there's 2, I think, and he's eating like 3. Didn't even pay attention to him. Didn't even pay attention to them. Now, this new superfood, I'm going to call it a god food. I first seen by my buddy Matt's Fish Keeping. They look like bloodworms. It's by Hikari. It's like Hikari, Vibrant, something or other. I will put a picture right there of what it is. And I seen that video by him, and I'm like, it's just a food that's shaped like a stick. It's not really meant to do anything. And then I seen Aquarium Co-op's video on the same food, and he was getting the most picky fish that only eat frozen foods, usually puffers and discus and stuff, to eat this food, and it's a pellet food. So I'm wondering, is this the only dry food I'll be able to get my peacock bass to eat? Regardless if you guys want it or not, I'm going to do it. It's just, do you guys want me to film it or not? Leave your comments down below. Alright, now see everyone in the next one. Fish on.